I am too disturbed to reveal my identity. After this incident, I had numerous sleepless nights and I am still in trauma. So it was a late night celebrating a friend's birthday, and after some drinks in the bar, we, a group of 5 friends, decided to have some fun, in what I know wasn't a very responsible way. We decided to go for a long drive thinking it'd be a good way to end the night. It was my car, and I was the most wasted one out of the 5, but I didn't like anyone driving my car, so I told them I was gonna be the one driving. So we all got in, and we went for a little trip. Randomly, I slowed down by a road to light up one of my cigarettes, and one of my friends pointed to a weird-looking old lady, who by the time came by us and asked for money. I was so tripped, but still remember the time, maybe it was around 2 a.m. And usually in this area we don't see such beggars this late at night. Still, I gave her a $10 bill and lifted her car windows up. I was just speeding up the vehicle when one of my friends noticed she was following us. I was pissed off, questioning as to why she was following us. I had already given her money. I sped up, probably to about 30 miles per hour. A few moments passed by, and again one of my friends said she was beside his window. We all started panicking now, and I immediately speed up even more. One of my friends whose window she was talking was so freaked out that he fainted. That's when we all noticed, at 60 miles per hour, she was still beside his window. I pressed the gas hard. At this time, the 3 of us was trying to wake up the fainted friend, and we noticed she wasn't following us anymore. At that point, I was totally aware of my senses. I didn't feel drunk or high anymore. My friend who had fainted woke up soon after. We arrived at my house and we all slept there that night. I don't know about my other friends, but I am so disturbed by this that I haven't stepped out of my house for the past 20 days. It's been a month since this happened and I've been trying to avoid driving and meeting anyone. I couldn't share this with anyone apart from my girlfriend, who left it off. I was never a believer of God or any supernatural powers, but my family does believe in it. I can't say now that I believe there's some damn evil spirits out there. I keep trying to forget what happened that night. The 8 hours I'm able to sleep is the best part of my day, when I can just pretend that never happened. The other 16, I can't stop thinking about what me and my friends experienced. This event happened around a year back. My parents had moved into a new house in a new neighborhood. In the last house of our street stayed a couple in their late 40s. They had 2 children. Their daughter had been married off, and her younger brother, maybe 16 or 17 years old, was a nice young lad but a little too pampered. He got whatever he demanded for, with no one else to snatch a share, and his parents were not anywhere near disciplinarians. On the first night of Bohag Bihu, a local New Year, celebrated throughout the month of April, the kid had gone to party with his friends in a nearby place in his motorcycle, which was a pretty expensive one, just as a side note. Traditionally, in Bohag Bihu, 2 to 4 families in the neighborhood would get together in the biggest backyard of the mountain, make a bonfire, cook food, sing, dance, and drink, and also share stories, kind of like a backyard picnic. The kids' parents, along with a few other families in our street, including my parents, were having the traditional feast together. Everything was going great, the weather wasn't so bad and people were having a lot of fun. After it was past 1 or 2 a.m., the family started to disperse, but one of the guys had drunk a lot. He was the kid's father. He just wouldn't stop narrating stories. At times, he would lose track of what he was saying and yet wouldn't stop. My dad and 3 other guys decided to sit there with him, near the bonfire, for some more time. They finally came back to their respective houses at around 4 a.m. Next day morning, news flew that people found a teenager dead in the swamps near a bridge about 10 kilometers from our town. He was the drunk guy's kid. He got in an accident with his bike when coming back from the party. Since nobody got informed that night, people concluded he was coming alone. His parents believe some car must have hit him in these narrow roads, but no one can tell for sure. But the saddest part is not that. The kid had died around 3 a.m. at night. Now, let's recap something. Around midnight, amidst the partying, the father had got a call from his son. The call was noisy, and the kid was inaudible. All the father could remember from the call was "Papa, Papa, Papa," along with unrecognizable squeaks and sounds of wind. The father was too drunk to worry or comprehend that it might be something serious. After the call got cut, he ignored it, passing it for some kind of network issue, which is very common where we live, and continued his bonfire. The police later informed that the kid was laying there in the swamp for at least 2 to 3 hours before finally dying from his injuries. The poor father could not recognize his son's cry for help. Every boha bihu he would die inside wondering if only he hadn't been drunk. He lives with this guilt since then.